CTV's Judy Trinh, who joins us live from the Ottawa airport. So, Judy, it appears operations are returning to normal. Walk us through what you're seeing and hearing there and what passengers are saying.
Scott, when I first arrived here shortly before 8 this morning, this departures level was almost like a ghost town. That's because passengers were either being corralled near the gates or they had been told that their flights were canceled, so they had cleared out from the airport already. But what I can tell you is that dozens of flights were delayed, and at least one flight, a Porter flight from Ottawa to Vancouver, was canceled after this bomb threat alert was put out by NAV Canada. So basically, NAV Canada issuing a ground stop to all its airport towers. Flights were told not to land until they could get an idea of what was going on. So we also spoke to passengers who arrived, and they told me that they were basically in the air circling for between 15 to 25 minutes, waiting for the go-ahead to land. I can also tell you that passengers told us that the airport was very calm, Scott, that there was no indication of panic other than the fact that things were so quiet. But what we did learn was that an investigation was going on at the gates. So passengers I spoke to and staff say they were pushed back from gates higher than gate 18. So they were told to wait and wait for the investigation because police were searching and looking for something. We know that passengers on a WestJet flight that had already boarded and were waiting to take off and were told to get off the flight so police could investigate the incident. And Scott, I just want to reiterate, the situation is under control and everyone is safe, but the investigation is ongoing. Even if this is a hoax, it's a serious case because this is an incident that triggered also an alert from the Federal Aviation Authority in which they sent it out to their airports in the U.S. that had flights coming into Ottawa. There are flights from Ottawa, from Washington, and New York. So you can see how this becomes an international incident, Scott.
And Judy, as you mentioned, it was a bomb threat alert. What more are we learning about the incident? Because it wasn't just there in Ottawa and the regional area, as you mentioned, south of the border as well, but also across many Canadian airports too.
That's right, Scott. You mentioned the 6 airports: Ottawa, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and Montreal. So the question is, and that I put out to police, we want to know exactly which police agency would be investigating them. It crosses borders. So there, instead of like, if this seems to be a coordinated effort, and even though it is not a safety issue, it is still a major mischief issue, and it could also result in criminal charges because this has created an international incident. So those are the questions we are going to ask. We are going to ask, they're obviously trying to search for whoever originated this threat, from which city. You know that sometimes these threats can happen across borders. So it is actually a very challenging and complex investigation that police are undergoing right now.
No doubt, at the very least, travelers happy to hear that airport operations are returning to normal. CTV's Judy Trinh live from the Ottawa airport for us. Judy, thanks so much for this.